Hello YouTube family, how are you this evening? It's about 4, almost 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yes, it is. So, what today I was, sometimes you have those days where you have a moment of peace. And it's just quiet. You hear the birds chirping, then your mind, it's my phone, then your mind takes a trip and takes a trip and I'm trying to see, that was, I have notifications for my subscriptions, so they let me know, so trying to be caught up as much as possible with everybody. um yeah, and you have that moment where you just taking a trip down what people say memory lane. And I thought about when I was about, I was 7 or 8 years old, and I had a classmate. Her name was Patricia. I remember her as if it was yesterday. She had such a sweet heart, such a sweetheart. And we were, I think, I'm not sure exactly where we were in class. I doubted if we were in class. I think we were at lunch because we weren't able to talk in class unless, it's like a group thing where the teacher's talking, so on and so forth. And she had this plastic bag, a regular sandwich bag, not the Ziploc one, just the other ones that you fold. And she had this brown stick in her mouth. I mean, and like chewing it for days. And me, asked a question. I was curious. I said, what is that? She said, I want to say, she said, it's a licorice stick or a sugarcane stick. I'm not sure, but it looks like a branch from off a tree. I'm thinking it's more sugar, I think. But anyway, it's a branch, look like a real brown branch off a tree. You put it in your mouth, you start chewing on it. And the more you chew, it's just a lot of sweetness comes out of it. It's just juicy sweetness. And I was like, what? Like, you're, in my mind, you're chewing on a stick, a twig. Like, what are you doing, Patricia? What? Like, when you see things, you're like, yeah. So she said, she was so sweet. She said, I will give you a piece, but you're black. But I will bring you some tomorrow. And yeah, she said, I will give you a piece, but you're black. But I'll bring you some tomorrow. Now, some may say, what? Like, we'll have choice words in response to it. How can I say this? I didn't have a problem with what she said. I felt the love. For one, she could have said, you're black, get out of my face, and other N words and whatever. But she didn't. She was very kind. And during that time, that was the way it was. We as a black race, or now people of color, um, we had our place. We were put in a place. Um, so that was the way it was. And the schools that I went to were interracial, basically it was blacks and whites. Really, that's what it was. I don't recall any other race back then when I was 7 years old. So, I went home. I told my parents, and there was no big deal. It wasn't like, you better see her. I'm going to her house and talk to her father right now. Here's my shotgun. It was nothing like that. It was like, oh, okay. It was no big deal. It was like, it's no big deal. It's no big deal. And so, the next day came, and Patricia had a whole bag of, I want to say, guys, I'm just not sure. Was it a licorice stick? Or was it a maple stick? Or a sugar cane stick? I am so confused on that right now, guys, but I know it was brown and you can chew it and it was sweet. Was it a honey stick? I don't know. But that was the first and last time I chewed on a twig. I enjoyed it. I didn't even want to eat dinner. I just enjoyed, because the more you chew, it was just the sweetness. It was just wonderful. And so I brought some back with me the next day, and we were like, and she, and and she had hers, I had mine. We were happy. We were so happy together, even though back then there was a divided line in a sense, in some cases, but we were okay with that. She didn't have a problem, telling me how, why she can't give it to me, even though she would like to, but she can't, and the because. That was fine. You know, like I said, that was the way it was. Um, we as people of color, to be honest, I don't believe in the term black or white, but since society is known for those terms, I say it. Um, I and because there are no really white people, even though can be some pale people, but not white people. You understand what I'm saying? Um, just like there isn't totally black people. Now there are some very, very dark skinned people. I mean, extremely dark skinned. Um, so me growing up, I just I saw people for people, because to separate, it just seemed like it was so bad, you know, to have a color line. But it has happened, and it didn't just happen between blacks and whites. It was within black races. There was a separation within our arena, separating the light skin, the brown skin, the dark skin people. Then hair texture went into play, facial features. It was like, to me, it's like, why are we focusing on how much different we are and focus on how much alike we are? So you would say, so what do you mean alike? We all are human beings. Period. No one can separate that. I don't care what color you are, what color your hair, the texture of your hair, how big or how small your nose is, how big or how small your lips are, or your buttocks, if you will. Yeah, because that has just blown up in our society. For some reason. It's just, I remember years ago, it used to be having like a Dolly Parton body shape. Um, what else? Yeah, then it was like always have small waists. Uh, Way back, I mean, like when they wore those waist uh, cinchers where you had somebody to put their foot in your back and pull those strings tight, and you're just like, it makes you walk straight and keeps your stomach in, and that was the way women dressed, and even some men wore them, but they had some for men, just to give them that look. But we have come a long way, and I'm saying we in terms of in my life. I don't have a problem with no race unless they have a problem with me. Now, if they have a problem with me, then we have a problem. But it's their problem. So I excuse myself. Yeah, I mean, I can't waste precious time on nonsense. Life is too short for that. I mean, people are dying every day. Not just one or two, three or four. I mean, many people. Look at what's going on in Israel, in Africa, different parts of Africa, even in your own city, and I know if we can bond together with our differences, but come together as respect to one another and respect everyone within their right, and not start looking at people and trying to find something negative. It's just like, are you kidding me right now? I mean, really, are you kidding me right now? Like, where are the cameras? You're kidding me. You got to be joking. I wasn't raised in a family that taught racism. They taught me and taught us that it's out there and how some people may see you, but all are not the same. We had very good friends with a lot of Caucasian people, even within our neighborhood. We had one in particular, when my parents would leave, my father would go to his house, Mr. Jimmy, and tell him that they're leaving and to look after the house, because we were in there. And he did just that. We couldn't get away with nothing. Nothing. Soon as my dad would pull up in the driveway, Mr. Alv, get out. So it's like, and I had Puerto Ricans, I had around me. It was a nice community. We had our own private playground. So it hurts my heart when I see us divide ourselves. Not only the races, beyond black and white races, but even within our race. And, because I've heard the term white trash. What is that? I mean, come on. To be honest with you, who started these labels of names for races And why? I mean, well, I can probably, I can, I'm not understand, but I can see why, because they want to divide. But it's like, what takes up here to turn on that, to say that? It's like, pigs, honkies, crackers. What is that? I don't understand it. I mean, niggers, spooks, specks. Let's see. Uh, I don't know. I can't think of. Let me see. Let me think. Negroes. Um, it's different. I don't know what what is turned on in a person's mind to say those things, and then for another person to grab it, and another person to grab it, and another person to grab it, and then it's out there. Just like it's like it stemmed from somewhere, and then it became a lingo. It became the way of talking. And I could never understand as I was growing up when they would say I'm black, and I would look at myself and say, I'm not black. But I had to learn, if it's between white skin and black skin, I'm of the darker shade, so then that would be considered black. So I said, but that's not me. I said, I'm a human being. But I had to learn that in society, there are labels. And my parents prepared me for that. Not to get upset or to fight everybody that says it, but to know, to be aware of it. So it wouldn't be like, oh, what? Like just zap out or be in shock, or, to be aware. After that encounter with Patricia, when I that opened up dialogue when I got home, and when I shared that with my parents, and I thank them for that, because it has helped me throughout life, even today. I don't have a problem communicating with any race. If I can speak your language and you can understand me, I don't mind talking to you. Why should I? I think, to be honest with you, I think it's a miracle. I think it's a blessing that we are all diverse in culture and the way we look. I mean, it blows my mind. We're just so, talking about America being the melting pot. I mean, come on, really. It's amazing to me. But yeah. And what I like to be me. I don't want to be in any kind of arena or in any kind of environment where I can't be me. I like to be funny because I like joy. I think there's enough sadness going on in this world. But there's also time when I have to be serious, because life is not ha 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 all the time. And I understand that. I understand that. And I understand some people, based upon how they were raised, they won't deviate from it no matter what time it is, no matter if it's a so-called black president or a female president, no matter what the race is. Some people are in that moment, and that's the root of their life, and that's where they are. Not so much not wanting to change. Some haven't given it a thought. It's like, that's the way it was and is for me, for that person. So the same sternness or steadfastness that person have, I have, in terms of I have to be me. I have to be me. I want respect. I deserve respect. And I get respect. But I also know respect is earned by no matter what race we are. And we have a lot of healing to do within our own race. We're broken as well. And then races among races are broken. But you always have a few of different races coming together and doing what they can do to make a change, or to be in their huddle or their family circle, because everybody don't want to change. Some people are okay where they are. Yeah, no matter what it is. It could be KKK. It could be anything, anything they could be okay with. I have a girlfriend. She lives in Cumberland. Cumberland. Her father knows the grand somebody for the KKK. If I was to come to her town, she could not introduce me to her father. But as for her and I, we can, go around where she lives. But when it comes to going to her father's house, I couldn't come. And I was okay with that, because I'm like, why should I force myself on someone who don't want me there? That doesn't make sense to me. I'm cool with you. You cool with me? Okay, girl, it's us. So she would come in town, 4-hour drive to come see me. And we would go to lunch together and just have a great time. I'd never been there. I just didn't want to put myself in that situation, because it wasn't about that situation. It was about us as girlfriends. We worked on the same job. When we first met, I kid you not, we had to hug each other. The first time we met, it was like a drawing. Have you ever met people like that? When you first see them, there's like an immediate positive energy that just draws you together, and it's as if you've known each other for years, and that's how we were. We still are in contact with one another. She recently got married as well. So, no, I didn't go to the wedding. I didn't. Like I said, I'm not going to put myself in a situation such as that. Now, if I just so happen to stumble, then okay, I'll take my stand accordingly. But to just like, here I am, no. Why should I? No, that don't make sense to me. And I say to you, don't put yourself in a situation that is avoidable. No matter what it is. No matter what it is. And live life as peacefully as you can. Stand in your own truth. Be who you are. For me, I like people to be honest. Even if it's raw, that's fine, as long as it is respectful. And I can feel the love. How sometimes when your parents are chastising you, they may have to say some things in a stern way, but you feel the love. You understand. You're like, okay, Mom. Okay, Dad. I'm sorry. Forgive me. I was taught to say forgive me. It's like, but you can feel the love. And I appreciate that. And that's how I am. Because if you really love someone, you want to tell them the truth. But you want to tell them in love. My mom had always told me, she said, whenever you tell somebody something bad, let's say if they're in the wrong, before you end that conversation, end it on an up note. Let them know that things will get better for them, or God gives you second chances and encouragement. Don't beat them down and leave them there. but bring them up stronger and better. And that's what I want to say to all of my YouTube family. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for thumbs up or thumbs down, commenting, and also sharing. Yeah. And all your reporters, go home to your families. Take care, family.